Hello, Captains, and welcome to Star Trek Online. I am your host, Brent Justice, and welcome to my gaming channel, Just Gaming for Us. I am in the game Star Trek Online, and this is going to be the conclusion of the new 2020 playthrough of the Star Trek Online tutorials. I have been going through all of the faction tutorials that are in Star Trek Online this summer. I have done a video on the Starfleet tutorial, on the Klingon Defense Force tutorial, the Romulan Republic tutorial, TOS Starfleet tutorial, and Discovery Starfleet tutorial. Please check those videos out if you have not watched them. Today is going to be the last of them that I have. It's the Dominion faction, or mini faction. In fact, it's even very much different than the TOS Starfleet mini faction, or the Romulan Republic half faction, or the Discovery Starfleet mini faction. In fact, this one, you are going to start at pretty much close to end game instead of as an ensign or cadet. With all of the other factions, you started off as either somebody in the academy getting their first starship and their first command, or you have started out maybe a little bit later than that, like the TOS Starfleet. But this one is going to take us all the way to almost end game at the very start. In fact, we're going to be, I think, 5 levels from end game. So this one is very different. And the reason for that is that it is just simply supposed to be a different starting experience for those who have played the game before. Now, you don't have to play the game to play the Dominion faction, but it's there for pretty much people who have played this game a lot and want a different starting experience and want an already accelerated, created character with like all the options chosen. You'll have like an in-game ship, you'll have all your powers and everything kind of set, you'll have all your weaponry and everything up to whatever level you start at. Everything's kind of given to you. It's basically a given to you faction. So it's very unique, and it should be treated differently and unique compared to the other factions. So keep that in mind. Alright, let's go on with this. By the way, again, if you haven't seen the other videos, please watch them and then watch to the end of this video. I'm going to give you my overall culmination kind of review of each faction and my opinions on them. And this will be the last in this series of my 2020 Star Trek Online faction tutorial playthroughs. The Dominion, formed by the elusive founders in the Gamma Quadrant. The Dominion is a tightly knit association of many species. The shape-shifting founders come and go as they please, with their homeworld carefully hidden from star charts and located somewhere deep in the Gamma Quadrant. While their cunning Vorta act as administrators in their absence, as a genetically engineered Jem'Hadar soldier, you will fight outside threats and keep watch over member worlds of the Dominion. So let's hit Dominion. We're going to go next. Next, we're going to take the regular Jem'Hadar. I have done a playthrough of this faction under a Jem'Hadar Vanguard. Go watch that on my channel if you haven't seen it. I do have a full playthrough of that. But this time I'm going to choose just a regular Jem'Hadar. And I'm going to choose Engineering because that is the one I've been going with for all of these playthroughs. So we'll keep it consistent. And again, defaults on all of the character creation. You can spend a lot of time there, but I'm not going to. That's not the point of these videos. Randomize everything, and let's engage to the tutorial. Now, I have only played this tutorial once, so it will be interesting to see it again for myself.
You are my most trusted soldiers. We can't defeat the enemy alone. We'll need the help of old friends and old enemies. We can't win through force of arms. Deception, stealth, and misdirection will help us stay alive.
very sweet tutorial, cinematic introduction. Star Trek Online, victory is life. I love that logo too there. A little bit more of cinematic here. Dominion Prisoner Facility. So I guess we start off as a prisoner. Or at least working at the facility. Not necessarily a prisoner. We're like a guard
Several
there.
containment cells at this penal installation have been breached. A number of prisoners are attempting to escape. Their likely destination is the shuttle facility and landing area.
So I'm guessing that's going to be me. I have to defend that area. We'll see here. Before we move on, the Dominion faction here is the latest faction that ever came out in Star Trek Online. So this is the most current faction release. And with that said, that was an excellent cinematic introduction. I absolutely love the music in that. Go back and listen to the music during that thing. It's very epic. And I just love the sound of it, and it gives a good representation of what you'll be doing as the Dominion. Odo is a founder, and thus we obey our founders. We are Jem'Hadar after all, and it's very DS9 based. If you've ever watched all of DS9, this fits right in there. I mean, it just feels right at home. But let's move on. As you can see, this tutorial is already extremely different because now instead of the like move forward, left and right and all that stuff, which we might still get some of that, look what we have here. We have a fully loaded character. And this is what is very different about this faction compared to all 5 other factions. Our character, when we hit you here, check this out. He's fully loaded. Look what he has here. He's got a kit frame installed. He's got the Jem'Hadar body armor. He's got the Jem'Hadar personal shield. He's got a Jem'Hadar Polaron full auto rifle, and this is all Mark 12. Yeah, this is all Mark 12 stuff. And you'll notice, look at our rank. We are rank 60. We are rank 60. We are literally 5 ranks away. 5 ranks. No, 5 ranks away from, that was a crazy slip up of the tongue there, wasn't it? I have to laugh at myself for just a minute. Hold on. Okay, we are 5 ranks away from level 65, which is end game level in this game. So we are starting out at end game, pretty much. That's very unique. Look at our ship. We have a Jem'Hadar fighter, okay, and we have a Jem'Hadar escort, tier 5U. This is our ship, and this is our fighter. Okay, this is our ship, a Jem'Hadar escort, the bug ship looking thing, and it's a tier 5U. Okay, and it's, look at this, it's kitted out with Polaron weapons. It's got the Jem'Hadar deflector, Jem'Hadar combat impulse engine, and warp drive and resilient shield Jem'Hadar, the whole Jem'Hadar set. I mean, this is crazy. This is so different than the other factions, but this is the tutorial for this. So let's see what it kind of looks like. We're leaning backwards, doesn't it? That's weird. Let's see what it has to do for us. So this is called Hunt, meet up with Beta Squad, and hunt down groups of escaped prisoners. Now remember, this is kind of assuming that you know what to do in the game already. So it may not be exactly like the other tutorials. This is assuming you know how to play the game. Oh, they are the enemy. There we go. The Cardassians. I mean, it's pretty much like we've just started a mission, you know. We just have gone straight to playing a mission, which is what I guess this tutorial is like. So I've got to figure out what weapons and things I have here.
They found us! Get up! Run!
Didn't get far. And I love this. We're starting on a Dominion prison world. It's raining. It's a great atmosphere.
Well done. You drove the escapees into our fortified position. Victory is life. Our guard unit was decimated during the breakout. We should form a new squad and deal with the remaining escapees. The honor of leadership should be yours.
Okay. Follow me then, friends.
More escapees ahead. They have yet to detect our presence. I recommend we keep it that way.
Okay. Activate shroud to gain an advantage. So we have this thing called a shroud. I believe this is it. Yes. Basically, it's the Jem'Hadar stealth where they can cloak themselves.
Excellent. Now you can make a surprise assault.
Nothing useful in here. We should keep moving.
So that's a bit of a good tutorial. Well, there's these guys. So that's a good tutorial on the shroud, because that's a new thing that you have with this character. So we will use it. Oh, it's on cooldown now. I could go this way. I don't think there's anything over here though. Let's go this way. Oh, these are Romulans. Oh no, that's all there is this way, so we have to go the other way. Go ahead and put our shroud on again.
An additional dose of Ketracel White provides...
Boss, we got incoming. That shuttle
Provides
ready yet?
a temporary boost, so we could hit Ketracel White and we get like a temporary boost of something.
Enemy targets on sensors.
It didn't say what we get a temporary boost of.
A large number of prisoners are escaping the facility and heading your way. Stop them.
So Ketracel White gives you negative 40% all damage for 1 minute. No, okay, well, I can't really read it right this second. What does this do? I don't know what that did, but it did something. Basically, Ketracel White is good for Jem'Hadar. And again, that's something the other factions did not have. So we are an engineer. I've got to remember to use my kit abilities.
Personal shield losing power.
Hey, we did that.
I have seen enough. Computer, end
Ooh,
program.
It's a simulation. Okay, so Ketracel White, negative 40% all damage for 1 minute, negative 40% maximum hit points, reduced movement speed. When non-Jem'Hadar, but when consumed by Jem'Hadar, which is us, we get plus 10% all damage for 5 minutes. We get plus 20% max hit points for 5 minutes, plus 25% increased run speed, and empowers the Shroud for 3 hours of game time. So Ketracel White, extremely important for a Jem'Hadar. If you can have keep Ketracel White on you as a Jem'Hadar, that will really, really help your gameplay.
Remember, victory is
Okay,
life.
so all that was a simulation. Let's see what that's about. Talk to Echo Lixton.
Your leadership skills are sound.
Eco
I am Eco
Ixton?
Ixton, and I will be
Ixton.
honored to follow you in battle. I offer my service to your unit.
Oh, okay, good. I accept your offer. So I guess he's going to be a bridge officer of mine. Talk to Rem Taral.
You fight well. I see now why the Honored Elder chose you for this duty. I am Rem Taral. It would be good to serve under your command. I offer my services to you and your unit.
Okay, victory is life. And Dukon Rex.
A well-executed operation. You showed initiative and inspired others to follow your lead and achieve success. Your promotion to first is all but assured. All that remains is confirmation from the Vorta commander. I will take you to him now. Follow me.
As you say, Honored Elder, I'm getting all the good stuff today. Oh, look at this beautiful Jem'Hadar ship I'm on. I love the look of the Jem'Hadar and their ships and the purple. It's really, really cool looking.
Take this turbo lift to the bridge. You are to speak to the Vorta known as Wayun.
Wayun.
He awaits you there, along with his adjutant, Loris. and a founder. I trust you appreciate the need to report to the lead Vorta as soon as possible. He is not the only one evaluating you.
So he said do it as soon as possible, but I guess I could look around a little bit. Well, there's nothing to look around at, so I guess I won't be. To the bridge. Yeah, there's really nothing I can do. Beautiful design, though, in this ship. Oh, I guess actually I can look around. Oh, ooh, okay, so like acquire ships. So this is like my base. Talk to ship manager. Okay, so at this point, I guess you could actually do a little, you know, constructive building on your character. Although it probably would be best to just go to the bridge and get that over with first, and then be able to do all this stuff after that. Let's see. Bridge.
Prepare the fleet. We need to reach the Bejor system as soon as possible.
Of course, Founder. We'll be ready for transit within the hour.
There's Wayun. There's Odo. Okay. Let's talk to Wayun.
Welcome. Honored Elder Dukan Rex speaks quite highly of you. And after evaluating your latest performance, I can see the praise is well earned. I'm pleased to inform you that the Founders have chosen to bestow the rank of First upon you. May you continue to serve them well.
So I'm going to be a Jem'Hadar First.
I would expect no less. One more thing. The Founders, in their wisdom, have also granted you the right to report directly to them when necessary. To speak to your gods is quite an honor. Unexpected, perhaps, but we live in most unusual times. The Founders will contact you when they have need of your skills. In the meantime, I suggest you prepare yourself, your unit, and your ship for service. Speak with my adjutant, Loris 4. She'll help you prepare for the challenges ahead in the Alpha Quadrant. Remember, victory is life.
Right. Okay, let's talk to Loris.
Greetings, and congratulations on your promotion. I am Loris 4. I will help you maximize your efforts to bring glory to the Founders. Head to the requisitions room across the hall. Someone will assist you. While you're there, you may also wish to acquire a different vessel or switch the ship you'll command. Each ship requires certain bridge officers to function efficiently. Be certain you have the officers you need before heading out. Report to Wayun when you are ready to depart. He will distribute the Ketracel White for your unit at that time. Exit the way you came in. Turn right, then head left and enter requisitions.
So we are basically at the part of most tutorials now where we're like given the opportunity to go around the star base or whatever it be and, you know, customize our character, customize our ship, do the tailor stuff, all that kind of stuff. We are now free to do all that, and it's basically done right here on this Jem'Hadar ship. So let's take a moment and look around. We need to top to the ship acquisitions, but I want to look around too. All the ship acquisition stuff is in there. Let's see what's this way. You know, we can't go in any of these doors, and I bet that's a dead end. Okay, so all we can go in is the ship acquisitions room. But we have lots of things in here. We have the ship manager, and we have acquire ships, and I guess this is the one I need to talk to. Congratulations on your promotion First. Loris has cleared you to select a ship to command. There are several impressive vessels to choose from. Take a look at the store. The starships that are approved for your rank are listed there. If you have previously purchased other ships, you can gain access to them now. Browse starships that are approved for your rank. So we can choose what kind of ship we want at this point, because remember, we are level 60 now, so I mean, you can equip right now any ship you want, you know, any in-game ship. So it gives you a Jem'Hadar Escort Tier 5U. I'm going to use that for this tutorial, but I mean, like if I had Zen, you know, I could get the Vanguard Carrier Tier 6. I could get the Jem'Hadar Vanguard Dreadnought, Jem'Hadar Vanguard Warship, Jem'Hadar Vanguard Heavy Raider, or just Jem'Hadar Fighter. That's like your shuttle. So all of those options as far as ships go. Wow, so absolutely amazing. I'm not going to choose one of those ships right now, but I'm just going to go with what we have. But I could come over here and talk to the ship manager, and I guess, you know, start moving things around if I needed to. But I don't see a customized starship, so I guess that's not in this area. Huh. Okay, I guess that just gets you started so you can, like, get in whatever ship you might have purchased, you know, to play this. Let's talk to Weiyun.
Are you prepared for combat? The Founder has ordered the fleet to battle stations. We will depart as soon as you are ready.
I'm ready. Let's go ahead and go with
Can you vouch for the loyalty of your men?
We pledge our loyalty to the Founders from now until death. You know what? I didn't look at my bridge officer
receive this
stations.
reward from the Founders.
Should have done that.
May it keep you strong.
So there we are, getting Ketracel White. Yeah, and then I didn't look to see what my bridge officer stations are. I guess I could have done that then too. I need to equip them.
We're detecting a number of derelict vessels ahead on sensors. It looks like they ran afoul of some Idran swarmers. How unfortunate. I believe this will be a teachable moment for our newly promoted first. Loris?
I wanted to look real quick at my stations. Okay, so they auto-filled for me. Exoixstan is tactical, Virak Agar tactical. I've got Medema Kaggle engineering, Tomak Kalan engineering, and Rimtaral. But you'll notice all those powers that I have are not actually down here on my hotbar, so you may want to take the time before you go into battle and, you know, put all your stuff down here in an order that you want, because it's all there for you now. It's just obviously not on here yet. And you'll probably want to customize your powers too after this tutorial, because some of these are kind of strange. Like, they have fire at will and they have cannons. Am I firing cannons or beams? See, I'm firing. I got one beam, and then I've got cannons and turrets. I got a mixture of beams and cannons. So some weird stuff going on. You'll have to customize all that later. But let me just put some stuff down here so I can do this little battle pretty good. Give her all she's got. I don't know what I'll need. I'm just throwing stuff on here. I can deal with it. Alright, let's deal with that. Okay.
I agree, of course. First, I'd like you to move ahead of the fleet and eliminate the swarmers. Take out the derelict vessels as well. They'll attract more vermin otherwise.
Okay, it shall be done. We're in the tutorial mission called Turn the Tide. Remember to put it to attack power. They haven't mentioned that. Of course, they're assuming you already know that. And, this stuff's in my way, but I'll get rid of it later. Well, actually, it won't be a later because I won't need this character anymore. Let's do this.
Ship is under attack.
Pretty simple. Let's give her all she's got. I'm not sure what that does, but I'm going to try it.
Hiding in the transport. Clever. Eliminate them.
Ooh, there's a lot of them. So this is good practice on how to fly a starship.
Ship is under attack.
Yeah, this is pretty good. A lot to take out, but pretty good practice for, you know, how to fly this ship and all.
Ship is under attack.
Boy, these swarmers are a nuisance. Look at these things go, they are wild.
Quite a few of them out there. Do you require assistance?
Have faith, Wayoon. Our new first will surely prevail.
I am prevailing. I got one group left. I'm doing good, thank you.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
All ships, gather near the wormhole entrance.
Nice. That was pretty good. Okay. Now I have to go toward the wormhole.
All ships, prepare for transit to the Alpha Quadrant. Is your vessel ready for the journey after your encounter with the swarmers?
Absolutely.
As of this moment, we are all dead. We go into battle to reclaim our lives. This we do gladly, for we are Jem'Hadar. Remember, victory is life.
Alright. I guess we're going to the Alpha Quadrant. Now, where are we headed?
I have a task I'd like you to handle personally.
Ah, yes. Now I know where we are. Of course,
There's a
Founder.
Zenkethi battle station in this sector. It's heavily damaged and in danger of being destroyed in combat. I need you to extract a high-value target from it before that happens. The fleet will clear a path for you to the station. You will then beam down with an away team and escort Zenkethi Admiral Zen Tarak to safety. Understood.
It'll be done.
Kalis didn't have the Dominion to deal with when he battled the Herc. This complicates matters.
I will make our intentions clear to the Alliance before they open fire on us.
Left shield failing.
What?
Target shield.
The Dominion is on our side?
Four shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Target shields have failed.
This ship is pretty maneuverable. I like it.
Hurry! We don't know our target status.
Now, this mission is, or this part of the tutorial is going to take a little explaining because it's actually based on a mission in the regular factions that you play toward the end of it. And if you haven't played those, this will seem like it's just random. But this is so not random. It actually plays on part of that mission. And when you get there, this will make sense in this faction. So, but let's do what we're supposed to do here. We're still in the tutorial. Technically, it's a tutorial. Let's beam
We've
down.
entered transporter range to the station first. Is your away team ready?
So if you've never played the game before, this would just be new content for you, and it will make sense later on when you get to this mission in the game. Or play this mission. I think it's done a little different with the Jem'Hadar. It's like you are playing a holodeck mission of all the missions of Starfleet, something like that. We'll get to it when we get to it. It's a little different. But basically, you'll be able to play the same mission that the Starfleet factions play, where this mission connects to that mission. It'll make sense later on if you do it.
Our sensors have detected the Admiral. He is on the station's upper level in the command area. I recommend haste. The Herc are likely to overrun the station, and soon. Find the Admiral and get him to safety. I'll update you once that happens.
Like, you'll have no idea who the Herc are if you've never played the game before, and they're just now playing this as the first faction you've ever started. You won't know who the Herc are, and you're not supposed to at that point. But you will once you get to this mission as you play the game. Sounds complicated, it's really not. Let's do some Catch Yourself White. How about that? And there's the Herc. Yeah, that's what we have to deal with. Let's do some Catch Yourself White, like I said.
Enemy combatants getting close proximity damage detected.
See if I like this weapon any better. Yeah, that one's not bad. Kind of like this weapon better. Use the site-to-site transporter. More Herc to deal with. Ooh, so slimy. Yeah, it worked out well. Ah, yes, this part. Yeah, why there's Klingons here, you wouldn't quite understand, but you will one day. Talk to Commander Chadera.
Jem'Hadar? Here? If you come to help, you will be welcomed. If not, today is a good day to die.
We're here for the Admiral. We're here for the Admiral.
The Zenkethi? He's caused enough trouble for one day. Take him away if you wish. Feel free to crush any Herc you should find too. There's plenty to go around.
Okay, here they come. It's a little messy, but we got it. Find Admiral Zentarek. This is him.
Jem'Hadar? Not the liberators I was expecting, to be certain. But I will not refuse your aid. You are here to rescue me, yes? If not, I would like to die on my feet. In combat!
You will come with us.
Very well. I have a warp-capable shuttle on this station near the escape pods. I'll give you access to that section. Take me to it.
Let's go. And I imagine we'll be fighting Herc along the way. Nope, not this way. Maybe this way. Yep, this way.
That's the torpedo room. We don't need to go there.
Enemy targets on sensors.
That power that the Herc uses is so annoying. We got it.
Level secure. We're needed elsewhere. Fight well.
Alrighty, here we go.
Well done, soldier. I can make it from here. My shuttle is just beyond this door. What is your saying? Ah, yes. Victory is life.
Yes, that is the saying.
I see you've taken the Admiral out of harm's way. I expected nothing less from one of our finest. I have a new task for you first. Make your way to the torpedo bay and set one of the torpedoes there to detonate. That will take care of all the Herc on board quite nicely.
It will be done.
Enemy targets on sensors.
In fact, I think I was just near that room. The torpedo bay room, is it back here? Oh, here's Starfleet.
Jem'Hadar, huh? This day just gets more and more interesting. If you're here for a fight, you'll get one. Though with all this proto-matter around us, it might be brief.
We are not your enemies today.
Fantastic. If you're not here to fight, I'm gonna assume you're here to help. We were about to disarm all these beauties. I'm sure you noticed this place is a little unstable. No one's thrilled with the idea of all this proto-matter exploding. Want to give us a hand?
I have orders to destroy the station.
Right. And you figured a room full of proto-matter would be the best way to make it go boom? Wonderful. Look, let's compromise. We'll neutralize the proto-matter in all but one of these torpedoes, which you'll set to detonate. Everyone's happy. My team needs 3 minutes to get it done. You okay with this plan?
I will confirm.
The renowned Starfleet efficiency. 3 minutes is an acceptable time frame. Let the good commander know we are agreeable to his terms. And first, don't tarry once the demolition task is complete. We require your skills in combat over Bejor.
Alright. So I'm guessing we're going to have to defend. Hold off the Herc. And here they come.
One stack down. Keep up the good work.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit the shroud. Well, we're coming from this side now.
We're halfway done. Keep doing what you do best.
He tried to rush me and then he blew up. That ability they have kind of pushes you backwards. $30.
Keep them off us! Proto-matter's done, but the explosives are still intact.
Enemy targets on sensors.
All right. Proto-matter is out of commission.
Okay, I think we did it.
We're good to go here. You want to push the big red button, or shall I?
It is my duty to begin the detonation. Guess this is the big red button.
Nice work. It's been interesting, fighting with Jem'Hadar instead of the other way around. Well, Command wants us somewhere else, so adios. Try not to get shot, yeah?
Victory is life.
Time is a factor here, First. We have need of you back in space. Are you prepared to leave the station?
I'm ready. So that got some ground combat practice in there with the character and all of our abilities. That was a good way to practice that as a tutorial. And now I guess we'll be doing more space combat again. The Herc Swarmers are a really tough enemy because they really do swarm you. They get right behind you where you can't fire at them.
You've done well, First. I believe we are going to work together quite nicely, all for the glory of the Founders, of course. Our main task lies ahead. Simply put, we must save the Alliance forces in this sector from the Herc. I trust you're up for the challenge?
The Herc will fall. Holy crap, that's a lot. That is a crap ton.
Slow down those Herc ships. They're much easier to hit that way.
Target's shield has failed.
You fight well, Jem'Hadar. Come on!
Mayday! Mayday! We're barely holding on here. Can anyone help?
A Starfleet vessel is in trouble. Assist them.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shield has failed.
Target the Herc forces and fire!
Right shield's failing. Target's shield has failed. Rear shield's failing.
Companion vessel. Thank you for your assistance.
Yep.
We picked up an incoming Herc dreadnought. Stop that!
A Herc force is coming your way. I will assist you.
Thank you.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Yes, I got it.
4 shields failing.
Fight alongside the Klingons or Starfleet.
Another well-fought victory first. You continue to impress.
Well, I live to serve the Founders.
And the Founders want you to serve alongside the Alliance as part of their defensive forces. There are 2 viable factions to consider. The Federation and the Klingon Empire. It's indulgent, I know, but I think the final choice should be yours. Who shall it be?
Okay, so this is similar to the other factions where even though you're a Jem'Hadar faction, you still have to make a decision on who you want to ally with. Do we want to be, you know, Federation, Starfleet, or Klingon? You can do about, you can learn about them. The HUD's supposed to go away during
another well-fought, and the Founders.
The HUD is in my way because you're supposed to read about the Klingons, and you're supposed to read about Starfleet, and then you choose Starfleet or choose Klingons, all in the tutorial, which is definitely separate, because in the Romulan faction you have to do this same thing, but you at least get to play several specific Romulan missions before you get to this point. So this is unique because you're at in-game and you have to decide right now who you're going to go with. I'm going to choose Starfleet right now, but obviously you can choose Klingon or Starfleet. Let's choose Starfleet. Yeah. We're going to get access to all the Starfleet missions this way.
Interesting choice. I think you'll fit in well there, eventually. It might take some time to get used to the way they operate, but I believe you're ready for the challenge.
Just a moment, Founder. Oh, no, I'm ready.
Interesting choice.
Yes, Founder. Oh, okay, I'm basically finished with that mission now. Somehow we just defeated the rest of the Herc by magic. And we are departing. So whichever faction you join, Starfleet or Klingon, you'll get all the missions that go with that faction. That's what I was trying to say before. You'll get to play every mission that's in that faction. And there we go. The usual thing we see after a tutorial is complete is all the stuff opening up to you. You get all your accolades, you get anything. If you're a veteran, you get all your veteran stuff. You get all the stuff now. So that's pretty much the tutorial. It tells you about the event page and how you can start your events and your missions. But that's the tutorial. Yeah, it's really kind of abrupt how it just throws you right into the game at this point. But pretty much from this, then, because we're in Starfleet now, we'll go to the Sol system, and you'll see we'll go to Earth Space Dock and have access to everything that faction has. And if you join the Klingons, you would go to Kronos and get everything that faction has. But at this point, that's the tutorial. So let's just look at the missions and how we play those. because from here you're just left up to your own device. And again, you're at in-game. You're at in-game level right now. So it's like you could just, you know, continue this game and play only the missions you want to play. But basically you would go to missions, you go to more, and then you see Engineered for War. We just did Hunt, we just did Ceremony, and we just did Turn the Tide. That's Engineered for War. That's basically the tutorial. Those three things are the tutorial. And then now you start your next set of missions with the Gamma Quadrant. And in the regular Starfleet faction, or the regular Klingon faction, or Romulan faction, basically in all the other factions, the Gamma Quadrant storyline that you see here is at the end of all your missions. So you would play it in kind of a reverse order. You would start leveling up your character, and then toward end game you would hit all your Gamma Quadrant missions. They're at the end, and they're actually right before Age of Discovery now. They're right after New Frontiers and before Age of Discovery. So they're toward the end of the missioning. But on the Dominion faction, you play the Gamma Quadrant missions first, and that's because obviously you're a Dominion faction. But just note, these are not unique missions. These are playable on every faction. And so the first mission is called Stormcloud's Gather. But again, that regular mission is in every faction, just at the end. For the Dominion faction, you played at the beginning, and then you go into the Romulan Mystery, basically all the Starfleet missions, all the way down to here. And it looks like they put Klingon Civil War, which is the new one they have out now, at the end. So the Center Cannot Hold the Khitomer Discord, which just released this summer. These missions are now part of a new Klingon War storyline that's at the very, very end of all the missions for every faction. But anyway, the important part to know is, for the Dominion faction, once you join either your Starfleet or Federation, you get all their missions. You play the Gamma Quadrant ones first, and then you go through and play the regular Starfleet or Klingon missions. And the way that it works is that these are holodeck simulations or recreations of the missions, except for the Gamma Quadrant ones. Those are real. But for the Starfleet missions, the gist is you are basically playing recreated holodeck missions that all Starfleet officers, or some Starfleet officers, have been a part of. You're now going to play them as recreated missions. They're not actually happening in real time in the game's storyline. They are for you as a Jem'Hadar. They are for you missions to learn from, to play recreated in the holodeck and learn from missions that Starfleet officers have had in the past. That's how the storyline works out. So it's a little different. The Dominion faction is the most different out of all of them because of the way that it is end game and gives you everything to start out with, and then you have this unique starting experience, and then it just drops you into the game like we are here, and now you can just do whatever you want. You're just left to do whatever you want now. There's no more tutorial. There's no more anything. We can go to Earth Space Dock and we can look around. I'll prove it to you. As a Jem'Hadar, we can dock. We can go down here and we'll take a look at ourselves. We can go to the Taylor. You can go to the starship area. But yeah, here we are, Jem'Hadar, on Earth Space Dock. We can go to all the usual places. We're level 60. I mean, it's basically like we've just been playing the game for a long time, even though we haven't been. And I just want to go to the starship manager here to show you. This is where you can manage your ships. We have still the Jem'Hadar Escort, but if we go to acquire ships, not only can we get the Jem'Hadar ships, but because we are aligned with the Federation Starfleet, we can fly any ship. You know, we could fly a Starfleet ship if we wanted to. We don't have to fly a Jem'Hadar ship. But if you go that route, obviously there's options for that. So I think they're called something, maybe other. They're in here somewhere. Oh, here they are. Yeah, they are under other. It's Jem'Hadar Vanguard carrier. You could also go to the Z store and find them. I guess they're under. There's different ones. I wish you could. You know what would be really nice for Cryptic to put in this game would be to separate how you view ships based on the alien species. Like if I want to search just Jem'Hadar ships, give me a selection box that says Jem'Hadar ships. If I want to search Romulan ships, give me a selection box that says Romulan ships. That would be cool. That way I could separate them. But basically, the Vanguard, all of the Jem'Hadar ships are in here. Look at that Jem'Hadar Vanguard Heavy Destroyer. Look at how pretty that is. So they're all in here. You're just gonna have to do some searching, but they are all in here. It's all mixed up through here. So that way you can fly a Jem'Hadar ship, or you can fly a Federation ship. You can fly whatever faction you're with. If you join the Klingons, you can fly Klingon ships. So you're not stuck to being just a Jem'Hadar ship, or Jem'Hadar anything really. You can totally customize everything from this point on. But this is where the game starts as far as the Jem'Hadar faction, or Dominion faction. I call it Jem'Hadar faction, Dominion faction. This is now where the game starts. That was the tutorial. That was the tutorial experience. You will notice there was nothing like navigate here, push F to select this, blah blah blah. They assume you've played the game before when you play this tutorial, and all they really need to show you is how to use your Jem'Hadar ship, which they did, and then on the ground how to use Catch Yourself White, because that's new and unique for this character, and then how to use your shroud, which is a unique ability the Jem'Hadar have. So those things is really all that the tutorial had to show you. You did ground combat and you did space combat, and that's sufficient as far as the tutorial goes. So it was very quick and short and to the point to show you how that works. And that's it. And then from this point, you just do whatever you want. But it was a very different kind of tutorial for the game. And again, it starts you at level 60, and in-game is level 65, so you are near in-game already. It'll be interesting to see in the future from here on out if Cryptic does any more of these already given to you fully featured characters at in-game. It would be interesting to see that. I don't know if they plan to do any more or not, but this one they definitely did, and that's what you get with the Dominion faction. It's still a fun faction to play, and I definitely recommend it. If you have played the game or have never played the game, it's a fun faction to play with. And if you just want an easy get in there and have all your equipment already set for you, then there you go. It's a given, right? If you don't want to spend the time on that, then this can get you that experience of having all that stuff, and then you can go in and play the missions and see what you think. So that's an interesting thing right there. So that's my review of the Dominion faction and my thoughts on it. Now I want to go back and give you kind of an overall view and opinion on all the other factions. And definitely the Starfleet and Klingon factions are the most robust because they are actual factions. When you join them, you have a full playthrough experience, missions that are unique to both. The Romulan faction, it has a very good tutorial, a very strong tutorial. It starts off really good. And that one's more of a half faction because you do still have to join, just like this one, the Starfleet or the Klingons. However, at least with the Romulan faction, you have several unique missions just to that faction before you have to choose. So it's a little bit better in that aspect than the Dominion one. The Dominion one, you had to choose right there in the tutorial, Starfleet or Klingon. You didn't get to wait and make a decision. You had to do it right then. And the Romulan one at least has some more unique stories to itself. Then you had the TOS faction, which again is even smaller in scope than the Romulan one, but at least it has missions that are separate to it as well. They leave you in the past, in the 23rd century starting off, and you have to play a series of unique missions on it before you are thrust into the future, into the Starfleet faction. So you don't get to choose on that one. You are always going to join the Starfleet faction, but it will be in the future. But at least it has some old school 23rd century missions before you get to that point. And it's got a pretty fun storyline, so that's worth it too. Then you come to the DSC faction, or the Discovery Starfleet faction. That one also very short, because you have the tutorial, which is not too bad, and then you go into, well, I don't want to give you spoilers, but basically you will also be forced into a certain time period and certain faction. And because of that, you just play those factions' missions. And they are also hollow recreations of the missions, just like the Jem'Hadar will be playing. And with that one, actually the tutorial, while it was okay, a lot of it was copied and pasted from the Starfleet faction tutorial, just with a re-imaged or rebadged Discovery aesthetic to it. So that one, it does have some unique elements in the tutorial, but I mean, it's pretty much, you can see the comparison of how copy and pasted it is, and that's kind of a letdown. Would have liked a more unique tutorial to the Discovery one. And then again, you are forced into a faction, forced into a time period, and you have to play all those factions missions. There are a few unique ones to it, but not as many as the TOS Starfleet or the Romulan faction. And then lastly, you have the Dominion, where it's even shorter in scope. You basically have to make the decision to join Starfleet or Klingon immediately in the tutorial. It's a very short tutorial, but at least you come out of it with a full build ready to go, and you can just play all the missions from there with no problem. So that's pretty much how the game is set up, and so really the only two full factions is the Starfleet faction and the Klingon Defense Force. Those are only the two truly full factions. Everything else from there diminishes. You have a half faction, then you have a mini faction, and now with this Dominion faction, you have a mini faction. You basically just have a different starting experience, and that's it. But Cryptic does like to say that those are starting experiences. It's a different starting experience, not necessarily a full faction. So that's how they separate that, by saying it's an experience. And that it is. However, it would be nice, it would have been nice, if those factions were full factions. Imagine playing as a Romulan and not having to align with Starfleet or the Klingons, and being a truly Romulan faction from start to finish with unique Romulan missions. That would be exciting. And imagine the same then for a Jem'Hadar, and the same for the other ones. That would be fun, although I guess costly. But still, that would have been cool. So what we end up having are two factions, and then a half faction and several mini factions. And that's what we have in a game. But at least it's free to play, and that makes this game very valuable. You have a lot of different gameplay storylines you can explore, and the storyline experience for free ain't bad at all. I mean, it's free Star Trek prime timeline content that we're getting, and it's actually pretty good. It's a lot of the stuff I'd like to see on the screen, on the TV screen, and they have done it in game format, and it works out pretty well. Some pretty epic storylines and pretty fun stories. So if you play every faction, you'll get an experience that is, helps build on another one, and really makes the game feel full. So if you feel like you're not getting enough out of the game Star Trek Online, consider playing a different faction than you've played before, one you've never played. Play all the factions. That'll give you a lasting experience of the game. So that is my playthrough of the Star Trek Online faction tutorials in the summer of 2020. We now see what they look like, all updated and all current. I hope you all have enjoyed this series a lot. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel, and consider giving this video and the other videos a like if you like them. And as always, stay tuned for the next one. Check out Twitter at Brent_Justice for updates. You can follow me there. Also, check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/BrentJustice. This helps support the channel and also allows me to publish more and more videos.